Hey guys, I'm so excited to be back on YouTube and to talk about this really important topic that I get asked about all the time. And the reason I'm recording this is because actually my clients ask me about this a lot. And this is actually, in my opinion, one of the easiest things about that you can change to create the life that you want. It really is at the surface, whereas with my clients, I like to spend our time going deeper. I don't want to spend our time looking at, resume stuff. We can, but that's easy peasy. And I'm going to show you today just how easy it is. So that's why I'm creating this video, to just easily, quickly be able to share with you, with my clients, with anyone who needs help, how to make your resume better in about 15 minutes. So this is a great video if you're looking for a job, of course, but even if you're not, I think it's a fantastic idea to just keep your resume brushed up at all times. So here we go, a few tips to make your resume better no matter what you do for a living, no matter what you're wanting to do, no matter anything, no matter where you're at, whether you're looking for a job or not. So step one is tailor your resume to the job you want. So one of the top mistakes that I see people make with resumes is that they create one resume and it lists every single thing they've ever done, and then they send that resume out to a whole bunch of different kinds of jobs. Well, that's not your best option. What you want to do is you want to target exactly who you're going after, and you want to be music to their ears. So if you're looking for, say, a marketing job, then you list all your experience with marketing. You put the spotlight on your marketing experience, and then you minimize or completely eliminate the other things that are not marketing. In your cover letter and in the section about you, which that you may have, then you want to have the stuff about marketing, all the skills, all the things that someone in marketing would appreciate and value in a candidate. If you're applying for marketing jobs and you're applying for project management jobs and you're applying for sales jobs all at the same time, totally fine, except that you need to have 3 different resumes then. So one of them highlights how your past experience was in marketing. One of them highlights your past experience in sales, kind of minimizes the other stuff. And the other highlights your experience in project management. So 3 different resumes. You're going to talk about different things in those, and you're going to highlight the skills that matter. Not every single skill you have, not every single trait that you have. You're going to focus on the ones that are for that position. Number 2, I have never seen your resume, but I'd put $100 on the fact that you have about 30% too much text. So you are overestimating the amount of time that your hiring manager has to review your resume. You need to cut tons of that text because you are lucky if they're looking at your resume for 5 minutes. 5 minutes is like way too much. You're lucky if they're looking at it for like 1.5 minutes. So you have a very short period of time to make an impression, and they have no interest in reading your life story. If they want your life story or more of it, they'll bring you in for an interview. So things you can cut. You do not need to list every single thing that you did at a job. That does not make you look like a better candidate. You need to list the most important things, the ones that had the best impact. And I'll talk about that in my next point here. You need to cut some of your positions. That one summer that you worked in retail at like New York and Company or something, you do not need to list that unless you're pursuing some kind of retail position. That summer that you were a lifeguard, unless you did something in that position that really shows what you can do in this position you're applying for now, cut it out. You don't need all that text. I say narrow down, choose your past positions that have the biggest effect on what you're wanting to do now, and then give 3 bullet points for each of them. I've seen 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, or more bullet points under a specific job. And to me, that's just fluff. If I'm reading that, that's just fluff. That's just trying to make it seem like you did a lot of stuff, when really your results speak for themselves. And I'll talk about that here in a minute. But this is probably the most important point in this video. Cut all that text, girlfriend or boyfriend. You have got to get that out of there because they're not going to read it. It doesn't make you look better. When you have great results, those speak for themselves. You won't feel the need to add a bunch of text. And I'm not saying you're not awesome. You are awesome. So we got to figure out how to show your awesomeness in as few words as possible here. Yeah, also I think it should be one page. A lot of people do 2 pages, and if they're asking for a CV, curriculum vitae, then fine, you can list every single thing you've ever done. That means they want a really long resume, I guess. I'm still not even sure in that case if you should list every single thing you've done. But otherwise, if they're asking for a resume, fit that on one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. All the highlights. I don't care if you've had a career for 40 years. Okay, so the next item will help you determine what to put in those 3 bullet points. You need to show, not tell. Show, not tell. So what that means is, do not tell me that you are conscientious, that you have attention to detail, that you blah, 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 blah. People say all kinds of stuff. I can tell you right now that I've won a Nobel Peace Prize, but it doesn't mean I have. So instead, your resume is the opportunity for you to show what you've done. Show the awesome things that you've done. Prove it. Basically prove it. So if you say you have attention to detail, remove that part. Those are some words you can eliminate right there. And instead, think of a time in one of your past positions when you have shown attention to detail. So let me try to think of an example here. In marketing, let's say something was sent to the printers and it was already sent, it was about to be printed, and then you noticed a typo and you saved the company $2,500 or $25,000, for goodness sakes, maybe. That shows attention to detail. And it also does something else. So I'm going to move to the next point here, which is to show a number value. Quantify everything. Quantify everything in terms of dollar amounts. So what that means is you don't just talk about how you saved that thing from going to the printer and printing the wrong t-shirts or printing the wrong brochure. No. You're going to say, how much money did you save the company by correcting that error? Then you've got them listening. This is what 90% of people don't do on the resumes. So you can't be so concerned about your own position and your own desires to get the job that you forget about what they want. And in a business, you're always trying to do one of 2 things: make more money or reduce your costs so that you make more profit margin. Make more money or spend less money. So anytime you show that you saved the company money or you made the company money, you are gold. You're in the gold right there, okay? So identify, and if you don't know, then estimate. Or you could maybe even reach out to your current or former employer and try to find out what that dollar amount was. Don't stress too much about making it exact. You don't need to say like $2,467.13. No, that's fine. Just estimate. So here's an example. At my previous job, I combined 2 simpler solutions using my own skill. So using your own skill and your knowledge, you did something. So I combined a couple of less expensive products so that my company didn't have to buy the more expensive product. And that saved them about $3,000 a month. You better believe that's the number one thing I listed on that, under that position on my resume. So look for opportunities to quantify. Next, always list your most impressive stuff first. So obviously a resume is usually in order of, like, your positions are in order from the thing that you have done last or most recently to least recently and least recently. That's fine. I'm not telling you to put those out of order. In fact, don't put those out of order. But anytime you have the opportunity to tell the most impressive thing, it needs to go at the top. Here's a couple examples. One, I recently reviewed someone's resume, and they had been a fundraiser for nonprofits. And they listed, oh, I made the nonprofit like $100,000 in this event, this fundraising event, and I made them $200,000 in this other fundraising event. Switch those. Definitely you want the most impressive one first, because remember, you cannot trust them to read the whole thing. They're not going to read the whole thing. They never promised you they'd read the whole thing. They may not read it at all, but you need to put the most impressive thing first. So there are so many. I think I wrote down another one here. Like again, using marketing, because that's what a lot of my career background is in, is if I did a marketing campaign and one campaign brought in $8,000. Okay, that's awesome. $8,000 is good. But another campaign brought in $50,000. Okay, that one's way better. Definitely want that one to be listed first. Then list the $9,000 one. So these are the important things that you can do in a resume. If you do these things that we listed here, you are going to be in a way better position than about 90% of candidates. But I want to put one caveat here at the end is, if you don't know what you're shooting for with a job, then it's going to be very hard for you to make these things really specific. And I believe that's the number one issue with a lot of people looking for jobs these days, because the opportunity is in narrowing down your resume to be perfect for exactly the position you want. The problem is a lot of people, they don't know what position they want. They want some position, any position, please God, hire me. And that kind of resume is one that's going to be ignored. If you hear this and you're thinking, that's me, I have no idea what kind of position I want, I have no idea what I want to do, then I have an opportunity for you. I highly recommend you apply for a free breakthrough session with me at annawickham.com/breakthrough. That's annawickham.com/breakthrough. I'm going to put the link below as well. Schedule a free session with me. It's absolutely free, no obligation, and this will help you get some insight into exactly what you want. And only when you know what you want can you really make an awesome resume. So keep that in mind. Schedule with me at annawickham.com/breakthrough. And I hope these resume tips have been helpful for you. So grateful to know these things myself. And I am confident every time I use my resume, I know it's going to stand out for those reasons. So I hope yours does too. See you next time.